Would you date a bus driver?
All right, so I'm trying to get back into the flow of things, and I was actually thinking about not speaking about this since it's been a minute up until I saw this.
So somebody weeks ago asked me, okay, who would you date? This person, this person, would you date blue collar? Would you not? And I said, I would date somebody who makes less money than me, but I probably would not date somebody who is blue collar. I do date men who have college degrees, and they said, well, why? Why not? And this is my real response. And this is a real issue that I've never seen people really reckon with, because I am a Black woman who has access to so many upper middle class, above average earning Black women. And I see how they've navigated their romantic lives. And this is different generations, different nationalities, different ethnicities, all Black women. And so many of them have, particularly older women, had no, college degree requirement, honestly, because if you're a certain age, you can't really have a college degree requirement and date Black men. Like, the pool just is not there. Had no income requirement and partnered these men, married these men, and the results were disastrous. The class difference, the resentment that comes from that is absolutely disastrous. Something that Kevin Samuels nor the rest of these men are really contending with is what happens when there is a large class difference, not just financial, like socioeconomic difference, but class difference, meaning what do you do for fun? Who do you hang out with? What books do you read? What newspaper? Like, the idea that is just gonna be so easy for both parties to surmount, it's crazy. I have never seen that happen. What I have seen happen is women saying, oh, that does not matter, we can be partnered. And the men realizing, oh, I cannot fucking handle this. There is no attention paid to the resentment from men when they are on the lower class and they have to look up to their female partner financially and socioeconomically. And there's all of these things that you don't know, experiences that you have to learn. I have seen that firsthand.
So I have a bachelor's degree, right? Now, in all my days of dating, I can't recall a time when a lady's asked me what was the last book I read before asking what job did I have. Honestly, I don't think a woman's ever asked me what book I read. But look, I know she's just using examples and she's referring to lifestyle. And you know what? I think she at least deserves props for saying she would date a guy who earned less. You know, that's progress. Though I wouldn't recommend it, but hey, it's still progress. Now, saying this resentment over lifestyle seems like a stretch. I mean, maybe annoyance, if two people don't mesh together, but not resentment. Now, I find it interesting that though she starts off with her point being about lifestyle, she still manages to make money a factor.
They are on the lower class and they have to look up to their female partner financially and socioeconomically.
So is it lifestyle or is it money? Look, I'm not going to say Kim is entirely wrong. I mean, you would have to go through each relationship. I can see resentment becoming a thing if there's no compromise, but playing up lifestyle without the money aspect is disingenuous in my opinion. Two people like each other, I'm sure they could work things out if one prefers to go to a museum while the other prefers to go to a movie. And look, for guys that are willing to compromise and experience things with a lady they're with, lifestyle becomes an issue when money is needed to access certain things. For a culture that's highly driven by consumerism and flexing, many guys find themselves in uncomfortable situations when they can't provide those luxurious things. Certain lifestyles that's promoted to women would have to come at a man's expense. I mean, the slogan is diamonds are a girl's best friend, not a guy's best friend. Resentment comes when there's no reassurance and understanding of the guy's financial situation and status. And this reassurance should have to go both ways between men and women. But this financial expectation can't keep falling on men when what's desired are luxuries and not necessities, in a time where equality is pushed, and also in a time where there's so much economic instability. I mean, there's a culture that glorifies shaming both people, men and women, for not having money, but I think the expectation and pressure is more on men. I mean, there could be a dude happy and stable with his job, and he has to hear things like this.
Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, isn't she someone that focuses on black social issues? So it's a little surprising that she has that stance. Now, she kind of separates class from one's economic status. She talks about lifestyle compatibility, and I don't think there's anything entirely wrong with the lifestyle portion of what she's trying to say, but it's how she determines it that bothers me. You see, using a college degree to determine anyone's dateability is starting on shaky ground, and it gets shakier when talking about men, and really shakier when talking about black men. Now, I would imagine she's aware of college grads finding work not always being easy, so it's possible she's really referring to mainly the degree aspect and not necessarily whether a guy is blue collar or white collar. But many get caught up in his status, and it looks like she has influence, so when she's talking about these kind of things, I think she should be more specific if that's what she's referring to, because you have some explicitly looking for white collar and degrees at the same time. There might be a guy in a profession that ladies deem as undesirable whose lifestyle is actually compatible with hers. Though I still don't think it's a great approach when dating men. I mean, again, a lot of people with college degrees end up in positions unrelated to their degree, and a lot of times a degree isn't required for the job that they're working. The number increases when considering black people. Me personally, I've struggled finding work with a degree, and living in New York City, I've had to go the blue collar route to survive. So for men, many understand the financial expectations that are put on them, some earlier than others. And when looking at some of the struggles that people with degrees face, I mean, going to college seems like a risk to a lot of guys. And sure, not every guy is encountering an Eboni K Williams type saying a dude has to own a bus. But I mean, let's keep it real. A lot of ladies are still expecting dudes to pay for dates and whatnot. And it really doesn't matter what age group she's referring to, because this has been a constant for men. So given the financial expectations, some might go for CDL or a trade where they feel like they can make the same amount or more than a college grad and possibly have more stability. Now, I know this is much more complex because there's some circumstances where none of this applies, but I mean, I'm really speaking to what I think this Eboni K Williams drama is about and where I see the issue, because sure, Kim here would date a guy who makes less, but many in defense of Eboni K Williams are equating a man's desirability to his money and status, and they're not dating a dude who makes less or doesn't have a certain class status that they deem is desirable. And that's how we end up in this unreasonable territory, because on top of all of this, regardless of what path the man takes, we are in a time where women's progression in the workplace is championed. Sometimes men and women are competing for the same jobs. Women are making more in some cases. So this idea of dating down makes no sense. It makes no sense that a hypergamy culture is being promoted at the same time women are asking for equal pay and opportunities in the workplace. I mean, there will be situations where women will make more than men. So it's unreasonable to say things like this.
They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
When the statistics you're talking about is this.
Let's get to the logistics. We know that black women are earning college degrees faster than anybody else. Many of us are doing like we're doing, Ayanla. We're getting those terminal degrees, those JDs, MD, PhDs. We also are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, along with Latina women in America. Pew Research said that women are now out-earning men
Yes.
in 22 of the largest cities in America, including where I live, New York, DC, LA, you name it.
So if equality is the goal, then what exactly is your point? And equality isn't just equality in opportunity. In my opinion, equality is equality in obligation. So women breadwinners shouldn't be an issue. But it seems like it is. Ayanla did answer Ebony's question, and I doubt she was specifically asking would she date a bus driver. And I think many professions, Both blue and white collar could have been used in Ayanla's point. And I think that's what she was getting at. I think Ayanla's point is, given the economic position men and women find themselves today compared to in the past, it doesn't make sense to limit a man's desirability to his money and status. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm out.